Were you that kid that was superior to other kids? Did the teachers always choose you to go out of the class to run errands for them? If the answer to both of these questions are yes, then the prefect life might just be for you. In Hogwarts Legacy, we are starting as a 5th year, and that just happens to be the same year that prefects are chosen. At any given time, there are 24 prefects at Hogwarts, 6 per house, 1 boy and 1 girl for each year 5, 6, and 7. Now, once you're chosen, you're going to remain a prefect until you graduate, or you choose to quit. But let's be honest, who's quitting the prefect life? Probably no one. I did want to let you know that being able to be a prefect is not confirmed content currently, and this video is for fun, as most of my pre-release videos are going to be. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about why you should be a prefect, if you can, in Hogwarts Legacy. As a prefect, your word is law, as long as there are no professors or headmasters around. You were specifically chosen out of hundreds of your peers, wizards, and witches alike, because you and 23 other people showed that you had the mental fortitude and right attitude to have such responsibilities to run the entire school. Other students relish that beautiful prefect badge upon your chest, as they were not chosen like you. And here are some things to keep in mind while being a prefect. Number 1. You are number 1. And don't get this twisted. You come first. You are first over your inferior peers, as you have the badge, and they do not. Number 2. It is your job to monitor the students from your house and other houses. You even have the authority to remove and award house points for whatever the heck you want, and I recommend you use this very often, as a good 5-point deduction for an annoying 3rd year is always a necessary solution to get them out of your view, because it is so delicate. And number 3, you get to roam the halls at night. No permission needed from a professor. You are the Night Watch. Now, those are all what you are as a prefect, but let's dive deep as to how this could play out in the game. If we're given the ability to become a prefect, I do think it could be a viable game mechanic that we could do for side quests. Possibly we do something in the game's main story that warrants our character to being able to then become a prefect by taking a side objective of, maybe helping our head of house or some other staff that's in charge, which eventually leads to us being a prefect and being able to access certain special places, like the prefect's bathroom, mainly because that's the one we see in the gameplay trailer, and they told us that we would get a first-hand access to these areas through exploration. I would love this approach, instead of just, not letting us be a prefect. Boring. Or the other way, forcing us to always be a prefect so that we feel special in our single-player world. Less boring, but I want choices, darn it. If I want to be a prefect this playthrough, let me. If I want to avoid being a prefect on my next playthrough, let me do this. Games like Skyrim do this sort of player-driven achievements best by just giving a short or long quest chain that leads to a decision of being the leader or choosing the side. If you want it, do the quest. If not, then don't. Very good single-player side quests, and I'm hopeful this is how it will work in Hogwarts Legacy. Now, assuming that you are able to be a prefect from here on out, and you have decided for your character this playthrough to go ahead and choose that righteous path, I do think it would be fantastic to have a bounty system or player job system. For example, once you have become a prefect or have been chosen to be a prefect, you now can go ahead and do things around the school. For example, you find kids being bullied, and since you're a prefect, you can break it up and punish the baddies. Quest completed and awarded with a small amount of XP and moonstones. Small, but fun, and definitely, and this is the key part to this, replayable. You get to then take those moonstones and work towards unlocking things in our room of requirement, etc. Now, this is a small system, but I really think that's the point, and that's what would make it so awesome, because it would be relatively fun and not so big that it overshadows and pulls you away from other larger things happening. And I really think the biggest perk of the prefix system could be your ability to explore Hogwarts anytime you want. Hear me out. As a prefect, you get to roam the school, even at night. So you're now able to sneak around at 2 a.m. without any risk, and you could go explore whenever you want. And you don't have to worry about getting caught by professors or other prefects. We don't exactly know how the sneaking around Hogwarts system will work yet, but we do know that the camouflage spell is available to use, so I think it's pretty safe to assume this is going to be a thing. And not to mention, from the movies and books, it is a huge thing for being mischievous and sneaking out of the dorms at night. So I expect this to be in the game because it's exactly what we want. But like I said previously, being a prefect would allow us to freely move around whenever we want, and that would just be a very cool perk. Do the extra things needed to become one, and you are awarded with the perk of now not needing permission or having to sneak when you want to roam the halls at night. And since being a prefect is not confirmed, I did also want to go over how prefects could work if we aren't able to be one, but we'll have to deal with them in school. The most obvious idea behind this would be dodging them at night while we are sneaking about doing the stuff we want to do. Or maybe, just maybe, it could be a GTA style system where if I'm casting chaotic or aggressive magic at other students, or in an area where I'm not supposed to, and a prefect is around, I get house points removed. Or even better, 5 stars, and have a whole gang of prefects coming after me while I put in the cheat codes to get a tank to drive through the school with. Okay, probably not that one. But the idea of having points removed for bad behavior with spells sounds way more reasonable, and kind of realistic of how it could work. Let me know your thoughts on prefix in Hogwarts Legacy, and if you would play one or not, because I totally would, and I'd take full advantage of it and just remove house points from all the kids and be really nice to them. Thanks for watching, and if you like and sub if you want to. We are very close to 1K subbies. Appreciate all the new people. Love you all, and peace. More content to come soon.